Hello there and welcome to Cansanity. Today we're going to be making pumpkin pie. Now I've already roasted up some pied pumpkins and measured out what I need, and I need 2 cups of pumpkin puree for each pie that I'm going to make, and I'm going to make 2 pies. Now if you don't want to bother roasting up pie pumpkins to get your pumpkin puree, then you can just use canned pumpkin. But you have to buy the canned pumpkin that doesn't have any sugar or spices added, because the recipe has the amounts for the sugar and the spices. So let's get started. I'm going to start by rolling out my pie crust. Okay, so we're going to start by rolling out the pie crust. Now the pie dough that I use is my recipe on Cansanity.com called Busy Life Pie Crust. I make up 8 dough balls at a time, and then I freeze them, and then I take them out when I'm going to use them. Now this was previously frozen. I just had it on the countertop thawing while I was making my pumpkin puree. So I'm going to go ahead and roll out one. So just I like to put a generous amount of flour down so it doesn't stick. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Put in my pie plate, and this is just a 9-inch pie plate. You can either trim the edges or you can just roll them right in. I'm just going to roll them right in. And then just make your design. Okay, now to make the filling, I have my 2 cups of pumpkin puree. Okay, and I have my 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I have my 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. One teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of mace. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then 2 large eggs. And my recipe says slightly beaten, but you can put them in here and then just beat them up, beat everything up. And then just take your mixer, electric mixer. If you don't have an electric mixer, then you can just whisk this up. Okay, I like to just brick the bottom of the pie a little bit. And then pour in your filling. This is for one pie, and then I'm going to have to make the filling for the other pie. Okay, so now you're going to put your pie in the oven, and I have my rack at the bottom third position. Okay, so I reduced the temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you have to cook that for about 25 minutes. I only now have 15 minutes on my timer, and I'm just going to take the tin foil off now so that the crust browns. And it's even browning underneath the tin foil. So I just took these pies out of the oven, and this is what you want it to look like. You'll see that it's a little bit puffed out around the edges, and a little bit of cracking is okay, because once this cools, that's going to settle down, and you won't see that. You'll see that it's a little bit softer looking on the inside. You want it to be able to jiggle, but not look like if you were to tip the pie that it would just create a wave. So you want it to jiggle but not wave at you in the middle. And now the pie will continue to cook, the filling will continue to cook as it cools, because you just took it out of the oven. And then you want to let it cool for at least an hour before you cut into the pie. Ideally, you want to let the pie cool completely. Okay, so my pumpkin pies are cooling. I can't wait until they're cool enough for me to slice into and have a piece. And I made 2 pumpkin pies today. I'll make 2 apple pies tomorrow. And then I'm set for Thanksgiving. I don't think one of the pumpkin pies is going to make it to Thanksgiving. Now I have the remaining pumpkin puree here that I'm going to measure out and freeze for other recipes. And I hope that if you haven't had a chance to go to Cansanity.com, that you go to Cansanity.com and check out the recipe section, because there's a lot of fantastic recipes there, including this pumpkin pie recipe. And I'm just sorting through the pulp and the seeds and separating it out so that I can dry the seeds so that I could use those in other recipes as well. And so please stay tuned to the YouTube channel, because there's going to be some fantastic videos still coming your way. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because if you subscribe, then every time I produce a new video, you'll get a notification. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a great day.